Hello everyone, welcome back. The first portion of this video got cut off, so I'm going to have to upload it in two different segments. But I want to take a look at the lamps that I have, and the first one is going to be this Dietz. It's a Model 80 Hurricane lamp, and they come in different finishes, from bare metal to this blue model that I have to black and gold or even red. And they range in prices from anywhere between a little over $30 to a little over $50, depending on the finish. And I chose this one simply because it matches the room that I'm staying in. And I just thought it looked pretty cool. But anyhow, that's besides the point. The nice features about this Hurricane lamp is that it can be used outdoors, and it has a carry handle. And in order to remove the globe from the chimney, you raise the carrying handle and you grasp it with your hand like that, and you put your thumb through this hook here, that little eyelet, and you lift up on it. And that will give you enough access to remove the globe. And the nice thing about the Dietz is that it has tempered glass. It's really thin, but it will withstand more heat and just a little bit more knocking around than maybe some of the other cheap knockoffs of the Dietz Hurricane lamp. And of course it comes with an instruction tag that, if you can read it at your own leisure, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But some of the things I'd like to go over is that it has a safety cutoff. The flame will extinguish after 10 seconds if the lantern is overturned. That can be found on the website that they provide on here. And when you trim a wick, you need a pair of scissors that are well sharpened. Because these wicks are relatively thick cotton canvas and are a little tough. And as you can see, this wick got charred during the previous use, and I'm going to cut that off and try to make as clean and as straight a cut as I possibly can. And that's not, well, it's really not too bad. And you can see there, that's what you don't want. You don't want your wick to be burnt that much. That's going to create a lot of smoke, and it's just going to waste your wick and give you a dull flame. And a word about filling the Dietz is that they say in the instructions not to fill these more than 85% full. You don't want to bump this and to have oil leaking out around the bottom of the burner. Or this cap. This cap, even though it does have a rubber gasket inside, it doesn't look like that's anything I would trust to be absolutely leak proof. And on the side here, while I have it focused, I will demonstrate this. There is a thumb lever that you can push down, and you can lift the whole globe and chimney up it, so you can access that to light it with the globe installed. And then just slowly let that down. I'm going to reinstall the globe. Just gently put that back in there. Turn the wick down just above the top of the burner. Now I'm going to push down on the thumb lever, and that's going to give me access to the wick. And I'm going to light it. Let it get lit the whole way across. So with a straight cut, that's going to produce a what they call a crowned flame. It's going to fan out a bit. So there's the deets. And here is one of the Chinese vintage classic looking kerosene lamps that I got as a pair for about $27. I don't know if that's the trademark. And on the back of the box here, it gives you some examples of ways you can trim your wicks to get different types of flames. And I prefer this here, the straight cut. That just produces a wider flame. I like that better. You can do a triangular cut like this, which is a little bit more difficult to make without fraying the wick. And once the wick gets frayed and it's not a clean cut, you know, those frayed portions will start to burn and smoke. I don't particularly care for that. And then they have this here. It's a double cut, which produces a double flame, and I have that for a demonstration here. Okay, I cut that as best I could to make a double flame, I guess. So let's see how that works. The wick is pretty high above the burner. That's not preferable. I'm going to try to get it as close as I can. We'll see how well that burns. But that was rather difficult to make. Without causing a lot of fraying. Okay, let's put our globe back on, see how well that burns. Wow, cool. Actually, I kind of like that. That's really neat. But anyhow, you can turn that down a little bit. Wow. Really interesting. Now with these lamps, I would not fill them any more than up to here. These lids, I would not trust them to be leak proof at all. And all three of these lamps came in with the with about 6 inches of wick already installed in them and trimmed and ready to go. Let's just trim that little bit of charredness off of there. Nice and easy. You don't want a frays on your wick or it'll start to burn like a birthday cake candle. So we'll turn that down just so that the wick is just above the top of the burner, and give it a light. Let that light the whole way across. Here we go. That's a nice flame. Look at that. Cool. Okay, I can see already that the way this one's trimmed, it's burning the wick. Either I don't know how to do it right, or that's just a poor way to do it, unless you want to waste your wick. You be the judge of that. But moving on, this is what I'm using for lamp fuel. It's the it's paraffin oil. It's advertised as odorless and smokeless, and so far I'm happy with it. It's you can run citronella oil in these, kerosene. Of course, this stuff, which is what I would prefer, citronella oil or kerosene, is stuff I would not want to use indoors because it would just smoke and smell the place up. Don't like the smell of kerosene or diesel fuel too much. Other than that, this was about $20 a gallon, so yes, it was a little expensive, but it should last a long time. These don't go through wicks and oil as fast as I thought they would. I do have about 6 hours of time using them so far, and I am quite pleased with the results. So with that, I am going to sign off and hope you have a safe rest of your day, and stay warm, everybody.